When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Rustbelt Collector here, and if you saw my PowerCon 2023 video, you know that this is the P.O. Box unboxing of the box that JCC2224 gave me at PowerCon 2023. So yeah, I met up with JCC2224. He gave me a box for like a P.O. Box unboxing. I did open it while I was there with him, and so I kind of know what's in here, but I didn't dig super deep just because I wanted some things to be a bit more of a surprise for this video. So yeah, let's dig into it and unbox this P.O. Box unboxing. This is an absolutely massive box, and obviously it doesn't really fit here on the desk. The desk does not have the size capacity, the load-bearing resistance for a box of this size. So I'm going to set it off to the side and just kind of do like a little reach inside and pull something out, and then we'll talk about it. So first and foremost, we have some absolutely awesome Tactics figures. When I saw these in the box, I was really excited because me and my friends have actually been playing Tactics quite a bit, and so having some extra figures to do that with is really awesome. I love all the different designs that came out in the Tactics line. Like, this is just a plain trooper, but this one is like a 327th. This is actually the first one that I ever got as a kid. I was hunting like a clone trooper, and I opened up one of the blind boxes, and I got this yellow commander. That's one of the few figures that I have from my childhood. I still have my yellow commander from Tactics. And then this one here is actually an interesting one. This is like a clone lieutenant, but phase 2. This is actually an original concept art clone for the Utapau trooper. That is actually something that I did in one of my unreleased concept art clone videos. I talked about this design, and this is the only figure ever made of this this character, basically. We've got, okay, so we got some more of the Tactics figures, which is never a problem. We have a clone commander, which is just a standard 501st clone. That's interesting. We have Kiedi Mundi with a green lightsaber, which I don't think is canonical. And we have this guy from the Fantastic Four. I think this has got to be like a bootleg big fig. It is not an official Lego minifigure. They have not done Fantastic Four sets, I don't think. But even so, these bootleg figures are still really surprisingly good. Like, the articulation is the same as Lego. They have good tension on all of the joints. It's surprising. Lego bootlegs have gotten a lot better in recent years, and maybe that's a little bit scary. I don't know. Alright, I just keep reaching my hand in and grabbing like a handful of the most random objects in the world. So first and foremost, we have, let's zoom out here really quick. We have the the ATRT, my bad, I'm not a real Star Wars fan, sorry guys. This is the ATRT Tactics set. I love the vehicles that they did for this line as well. I have the Tiger Shark gunship, and now I have this one, which can shoot 4 blasters at a time. You know, you can put the darts in right there, and then I think you have to like, yeah, there you go. You have to shoot like the little panels here, and that kills the guy. That makes him dead. You hit 1, you hit 2, and yeah, I don't know. It's a fun game. It's a fun little gimmick. I really enjoy playing this with friends. They're just weird, you know. They're early 2000s toys that, you know, Hasbro tried to make successful. There's this one-legged Venom figure. I don't know what this is from. It almost feels like a Disney toy box figure, just because of like the bulkiness, the quality of the joints and stuff. I don't know. I don't know my Marvel super well. So there's Venom. Venom. Yeah, the Eminem song. Anyways, there is a Venom figure. Oh wait, I can check his foot. It is a Disney store. I was right. So this is like a Disney toy box figure. Man, I'm so smart. All right, so we have an assortment of things here. Next, we have this guy, the guy from X-Men, as a big fig. I can't remember his name. Juggernaut. So there's that guy. And then we have this bow and arrow from something. I don't know what this is from. It's very like sci-fi looking, but that's pretty cool, actually. I don't know what that is, but it's a bow and arrow, or rather, it's a bow and arrow minus the arrow. Then we have the tentacles for this the Venom figure over here, and we have a ARC Trooper pilot. I may not actually have this one, which is pretty cool. I have the V-Wing pilot, which uses the concept art helmet. I don't think I have an ARC Trooper pilot, so that'll be a really cool one to add to the Tactics collection. Okay, so, well, this is definitely what that bow and arrow goes to. This is a Green Arrow figure. I'm trying to fit him into the camera frame. Let's scroll up a little bit. There we go. There's Green Arrow from DC Comics. I think this is like a McFarlane figure. I don't know my DC very well, so either way, this is a pretty sweet figure. Alrighty, this is more great stuff going on here. We've got Commander Bly. Yeah, this is Commander Bly, guys. We got Commander Bly. We got a shock trooper here. That's right, Commander Bly. And then we also have one of these guys, a little Phase 2 clone trooper on one of these from that game, from the Plastic Soldier game. I don't remember what it's called, but I didn't realize they ever made a Phase 2 clone from this game. So that's kind of cool to have. I like these little gimmicky clone trooper things that they make for, you know, one-off purposes, not very detailed or anything like that, but that's still pretty sweet. And then we have this. This is the stuff of nightmares. This is I don't know. It's a Rubik's Cube, but it's Palpatine and Count Dooku's faces, and it is unsolvable at this point, I think. We all gave it a good attempt at PowerCon, and yeah, it's doomed to just be this stuff of nightmares, this biblically accurate angel just floating around in Star Wars land. It's truly horrific. There's also this backpack from like the 12-inch First Order Flame Trooper, and this is going to be some really awesome like diorama stuff. Like I can use this for some custom set pieces if I paint it up and maybe weather it. Like these could be fuel tanks. I don't know. I've been collecting a bunch of junk like this. Like, not that it's junk, it's stuff that goes to things that I don't have. And so I just have boxes of small tidbits like this that I can paint or, you know, cut pieces off of and use them as greeblies for my custom dioramas. And this is perfect. I could definitely see this being something. What will it be? Who's to say? You have to wait for that inspiration to hit you. But yeah, it's become a bad habit. I'm hoarding stuff like this, just pieces of random toys and stuff that are incomplete. And JCC didn't know that, but it actually is kind of perfect. I'm really actually very, very excited about this. Another handful, and we have some really awesome stuff here. First up, we have this little die-cast Republic gunship in a paint scheme that I don't have yet. This is like a black and gray shadow gunship. I don't know. Really cool though. I love these little die-cast sets, so that's really awesome to have. We have a Series 1 World of Halo Master Chief, all painted up and weathered. You know, this is very useful for a custom base because this is the best, in my opinion, this is the best World of Halo Master Chief figure. He's got the best articulation. He has the up and down wrists that they later changed to in and out wrists. All in all, great figure. I can definitely make something with this. He is going to be some great custom fodder. That's the one thing I don't have. I don't really have Halo custom fodder. I have plenty of like Star Wars custom fodder, but you don't really have the opportunity to get a bunch of Halo custom fodder. So having this gives me a chance to just be like, oh yeah, I can paint anything on this. So that's exciting. I'm very excited about that one. That's going to be fun to paint up, come up with some custom Spartan designs. And next up we have this guy, the Galaxy of Adventures, I think, 332nd. I know I already have one of these. I don't know if I have two, so I'm very excited to have this in the collection. These were definitely not the best figures. They're very gimmicky. They're in a weird like 5-inch scale, but I love their design. I just wish that Hasbro could have been better about releasing them. Like, they were really weirdly hard to get after Wave 1 came out, and they were in a weird scale. Like, imagine if Hasbro had done these in a 3 3/4 inch scale. They're practically animated, and so it would have been like a revitalization of an animated Clone Wars line, and no, that will never happen. Why would we think that? Why would we think that they could do something like that? That's silly. Anyways, I love this figure. It's a really great little clone trooper design and figure, and I love the stylization. I just wish that Hasbro had done them a little bit better, a little bit differently, a little bit smaller in scale or bigger in scale. It doesn't matter. Just scale them with other figures, please. And then finally from that handful, we have this Bust-Ups Gentle Giant Captain Rex. This is a really sweet little figure, and I actually have or I guess half a figure, but I actually have a video planned for some of these little Gentle Giant characters. I think this is a repaint actually of the Gentle Giant Captain Fordo, because the blasters are definitely 2003 Tartakovsky style. yeah, be on the lookout for a custom Tartakovsky video sometime in the future. Alright, in this handful we have the face of Venom, and then there's these guys, which I don't recognize this at all. They're like erasers or pencil toppers. They're very like, they're rubberized, but there's a stormtrooper, and there's, well, this base is Darth Vader, but there's a stormtrooper base as well. I have no idea what these are from. They're from something, obviously, but I don't know what. So there's those, and then there's the leg. I dropped that. That was the leg for Venom. I'm not going to go worry about picking that up right now. And then there's this arm for a stormtrooper, which is maybe like a galactic hero. I'm not totally sure. And there is this little knife, which I think is a Marauders Task Force knife, so that'll be really sweet for some customs. I love that you can get little individual accessories like this from Marauders. Like you can get individual knives and pouches and all that stuff. That is so awesome. Next up we've got, oh man, the Burger King or McDonald's Happy Meal toy here with Captain Rex on a Republic gunship. I like this. This is a weird toy, but they really nailed the sculpt work on that Captain Rex helmet. You could almost make that into a like 1/6 scale Clone Wars Captain Rex head. And speaking of that, I really hope that Sideshow does a 1/6 scale Clone Wars line with clone troopers. That would make me really happy, but this also makes me really happy. We have this Tactics Republic gunship, but it is so brutally yellowed. I genuinely have never seen a more yellowed piece of plastic from a toy before, and this is, yeah, this is quite awful in how yellowed it is, but oddly enough the rockets are not yellowed at all because those are a different type of plastic, and so those are fine, but then the whole body is just turned this awful shade of yellow. With something like that, at that point, I might just paint that, honestly, and just paint it white or paint it into a custom Legion, and it will look 1,000 times better than just being yellow like that, like somebody peed on it. Alright, so, well, first and foremost, we have a McFarlane Catwoman here with a broken hip socket. Might be able to fix that, or maybe make some custom fodder out of this figure. Either way, that's pretty awesome. We have the Stormtrooper, for which that arm goes to. I have no idea what this is from. It's very stylized, but it's kind of cool, actually. I like this more like, I don't know, power stance that he's in. I don't know what this is from, but it's very cool. It's a very cool, like, stylized version of a Stormtrooper in a small scale, like Galactic Heroes, but very much not Galactic Heroes. I don't know. That is interesting. And we have another very yellowed figure. This time, another one of those Burger King toys, and it's a marching clone trooper. Will he work? He does kind of work, actually. Wait, give him a bit of a better twist there. Oh man, check that out. That is absolutely awesome. Reaching in once again, we've got another handful of things here. Some very interesting ones, including a Tactics clone trooper. Man, there's so many Tactics. I can't thank you enough for all the Tactics clones. I have a few Tactics clones, but not a lot. And now I could build like my own army of the Tactics clones and you know, have them face off against whatever separatist tactics I have when we play the next game of Tactics. How many times can I say Tactics in this video? Let's count the way. Let's make a drinking game out of it. Then there's also this pawn from a chess set where it's a clone trooper. That's pretty awesome. I know I had a different version of this chess set growing up. I don't think I have it anymore, but they used Phase 1 clones as the pawns as well, but in a different mold and a different style. So this is pretty sweet, you know, it's a cool little statue. Maybe I could incorporate that into like a diorama somehow, like make this like a memorial, a statue to like the clones or something. I don't know, I've got some plans for that now rattling around in my head. Next up we have this Elite from Mega Construx. Very cool. This is kind of a teaser for something very, very big coming later in this video, because there's something that was very hard to miss when I opened up the box at PowerCon, and you'll see exactly what that is in just a moment. Then there is this poor, sad little Captain Keeley. This poor, sad bootleg Captain Keeley. No one will ever love him. He is poor and sad. Oh, poor Captain Keeley. And this is actually really awesome. This is one of those like weird blind boxes that they did for skeletons from Star Wars. This is the Gamorrean Guard from that line, And honestly, this is something that once again, I'm going to be able to use. I'm going to be able to find a way to fit this into like a diorama or something. This is very awesome, so thank you very much for that. I could never find these in stores, so I never really got them, unfortunately. There's also this guy, Red Arrow, I guess, or maybe it's Green Arrow, but just dressed in red. I don't know. I don't know my DC, but this guy's missing an arm, but he's got arrows, so maybe he can shoot a bow one-handed. I don't know. This is another cool figure though. It's like a McFarlane figure. There's also more of these bootleg Lego figures. So we've got a bootleg Waxer or Boyle. This is a Waxer. This is a bootleg Waxer that is just a bootleg of the Clone Army Customs version. We have a bootleg General Grievous here, and this bootleg, or wait, no, this isn't a bootleg. Look at that printed Kama. That can mean only one thing. It's the unreleased Captain Rex from the new Venator set from Lego. Yeah, that's a joke about how they're doing printed Kamas now in Lego, and it's really annoying. But this is just a bootleg of Captain Rex, and you know, honestly, the printing isn't that terrible. It's not great, but it's definitely not the worst I've ever seen on a bootleg before. There's also Commander Wolf, who is very clearly a bootleg. There's another one of these Stormtroopers painted in like shock trooper colors. I don't know if that's custom or if that is official paintwork that's just faded. I really don't know what these are. I'm assuming that they're like erasers or pencil toppers, but they're just very weird. So just some of those weird toys that they made that you just don't understand why exactly they made them. And then there is the bootleg Lego Hulk, which is basically just a Lego Hulk without the Lego branding. Quality-wise, it feels a little bit cheaper, but still, like, it's perfectly functional and compatible with Lego, so I don't know. It's weird. The bootlegs are getting better and better, and so seeing stuff like this that's basically just a straight ripoff of what Lego has already done is very interesting. You know, it's very, very interesting. Maybe one day Lego will take legal action against them, but I highly doubt it. We have a Burger King Kit Fisto. I think this was meant to be like a fortune-telling ball, but all of the liquid is like drained out of it or dried up. You can kind of see like it doesn't work. It's dried up, and it says not possible. It's not possible to tell my fortune, Kit Fisto. Why isn't it possible? It's just not. Ooh, and then we have this. I'm assuming this is like a cake topper of some kind, like a Rebels cake topper, but this is basically the only way that I'll ever be able to afford having the Ghost, because I definitely will not be able to get the HasLab one. That is just way too big and way too expensive. Unless, you know, if somebody wants to donate one to me, hey, perfect. But until then, this will be the Ghost in my collection, because I do not have $600 or $700 to drop on the HasLab one after tax and shipping and all that. That's a lot, you know, that is a lot. And then you all know what this is. It's Hero Mashers Boba Fett, the best toy line ever made by Hasbro. I know there's a bit of a meme floating around on the internet from JCC's brother, where he did some rather wacky and silly combinations with these Hero Masher joint systems. But yeah, it's weird. This is almost as weird as like Galador or Bionicle. It's just, you know, it's something that Hasbro tried, and yeah, they certainly tried something with this. And then finally, there are a ton, almost a metric ton of Mega Construx Halo figures, and we're going to go through each and every one of these in this video. So, yeah, stick around to the end and you'll see every single one of these individually. If that doesn't interest you, you can click away from this video right now, and I thank you for watching up until this point. Thank you so much to JCC2224 for giving me all of these awesome figures in a technically P.O. box unboxing. These are awesome. They're going to be very useful in the collection. The tactics I plan to use, like, for the actual game, some awesome figures, and just like, I mean, I know it's kind of simple. It's just a pack from a 12-inch Flame Trooper, but like, genuinely, this is going to be awesome for some dioramas that I have planned. So thank you for that. Like, that's such a random thing, but it actually works perfectly for what I have planned. But yeah, let's move all of this stuff off, and then let's dive into some Mega Construx Halo figures. So starting things off, we have this little Elite Miner that we already saw earlier in the video. This is a modern one because of the nicer articulation. However, it is slightly older because it has the 5-finger human hand, whereas the newest ones actually have a more elite proper hand, like it has a like 4 fingers instead of 5, or however it is. You know, the elites have those backward hands with the extra thumb, and they actually made them in Mega. Now there are these baggies of little accessories. I don't want to tear these open and take a look at them, so just, you know, here's a quick little bypass of everything that's here. There's some Halo 4 and 5 armor sets in there. There's some stands, some ammo crates. There are some other armor pieces, a green energy sword. You know, there's odds and ends in here. I just don't want to break these open and go over all those accessories, mainly because that would be a huge pain to actually clean all those up. The same goes for these weapons. There are a ton of weapons, and I love seeing the more premium ones that actually have paint details, like this silver one and this, I think, Halo 5 DMR that actually has like a paint scheme on it. Anyways, you know, all these weapons and stuff are really, really nice. They're great to have because they're easily lost, but the last thing I want to do is tear into all these in the video and then lose any of them. So again, quick breeze by. There's a lot of great weapons, including some of these transparent ones for the holographic figures, and I'll be going into all these, pairing them with the figures at some later point, but not in this video. That would just be a lot of work and a lot of mess to clean up. So suffice to say, there's a lot of ammo and accessories and stuff, and there's a lot of weapons and accessories and stuff. But this, of course, is the most exciting part. All of these amazing figures. For the sake of stability and making sure that these all stand up while I'm recording, I brought out a Lego base plate to display all of my Mega Construx figures. There's some sacrilege in there, though I'm not sure if it's Mega sacrilege or Lego sacrilege. Hard to say. Honestly, though, seeing a figure like this on a base plate in this lighting on a desk just reminds me of all the stop motions on YouTube that used these figures back in the day. People still make them, so it's not like it's, you know, an outdated thing, but it's very nostalgic to see a figure like this on a stand. So we have a standard Halo Wars Spartan from the original wave of figures. I can already see quite a few of these, so I'm going to try and pick out a couple of them, and if there's any more, I'll just add them to the tally, and I'm not going to like individually go over them. But yeah, this is like the very first figure that they released as far as Spartans go. I found 4 of them in total so far, so that's probably just like a standard battle pack. The first set that they released was 4 of these guys with like a turret, and then they also released a Covenant battle pack. It was pretty awesome back in the day. I can remember buying multiples of this pack, and yeah, it was really solid as like a starter set for Halo Wars. And of course, those guys came in so many different colors. So we have a white Spartan from Halo Wars, a red Spartan from Halo Wars, and I think that these were all color-coded to either be like part of a team, you know, so like there would be like a red team in the game, and so they made red Spartans. The white ones I think are just like Arctic Spartans or something like that. They didn't really give much in way of canon lore, but they did make up some interesting armor combinations and colors just for the sake of diversity of toys. We've got the brown Spartan, and I can't remember, these aren't Spartan Mark 5s. I want to say that they're Spartan Mark 4s. There is a lime green Spartan Mark 4, which is what I'm just going to be calling these guys from now on. And this one, which is really cool, you can see the light going through it. This is a semi-transparent, kind of like a smoky transparent Spartan. This is really awesome, and I don't know exactly what pack he came with. This might be part of like a Spec Ops team or something. I know they did some gray colored Spartans and Marines and stuff in a big builder pack back in the day, but either way, really love that transparent with like the gold visor. Really awesome effect there. Then there is this one, the silver Spartan Mark IV. I don't know if that is special in any way. Again, I lost track of Halo figures for a while as far as the Mega line goes, and so, you know, there's so many figures that only recently I've been discovering through eBay and Mercari and other collectors where I'm like, I didn't even realize they made these. And part of that is the sheer number of Mark IVs that they made back in the day. Never realized they made these, and yeah, this lot here from JC actually covers quite a few of the different variations of those. And we've got a pink one. I absolutely love the colors of these. Like, you could just make a rainbow of just Spartan Mark IVs as it is. And we've got a gold one. Again, this feels very much like one of JC's old videos where it's like every clone ever, and it's like, it's the same figure, but gold. I mean, you know, that's just how it goes. But that's why I love these things. That's why I love Spartans and Clone Troopers, because it is the same thing, just in a different color. But that's what I like about them. I don't know. So here's a yellow one, and here is a tan one. It's actually more like, I don't know, like a dirty white one, but it's definitely not actually white. It is a tan Spartan from a set. I really want to go back now and look and see what all these sets were that these came with, because that would be an interesting element to the history of these figures, and I don't really know it off the top of my head. But here is an assortment of 4 orange Spartans. This one isn't weathered, so I'm guessing this one came in a different pack, and then these ones are all maybe from the same pack or something. I know I had one of these orange ones growing up, and it came with a Brute Prowler from Halo 3, and that was pretty awesome. Loved that set growing up, and so yeah, that's one of the great things about these older figures. They did paint washes on them that really brought out the sculpt work and the detail, and as you'll see here in a second, the newer figures kind of did away with that, and it was a bit of a shame. So this is a good way to compare some of the Gen 1 to the Gen 2 figures. Gen 1 just had like a lot of swivel joints. You can see here there was just a swivel at the elbow, and pretty good articulation overall, especially for a little 2-inch figure. But then when Gen 2 came along, they had all the removable armor plates, and they had actual hinge and swivel joints at the elbows, meaning you could spin the arms all the way around. You could have them actually hold their weapons in a 2-armed position, ball jointed hips, and just way more flexibility. But typically that means that there was less detail in the armor and paint apps. So you'll see most figures are just like this, cast in a solid color of plastic, maybe with a hit for the visor. Whereas these older figures, you know, you had these paint washes that really brought out the striking detail of the sculpt work. And so I wouldn't really call this a downgrade. I would just say that it is a change in direction, giving you one thing for the other. Less paint apps, but more detailed articulation and sculpt work with the removable armor attachments and all of that stuff. So this guy here, I believe, is meant to represent a Mark V Spartan, like a multiplayer Mark V Spartan. And he actually is cast in a plastic with little flakes of maybe metal in them. That is one of the cool things that they do with some of their plastics. They will actually put little flakes of color or flakes of metal to give them a certain look, and I do appreciate that. They did really good jobs with like the marbled plastics and stuff like that, something Lego hasn't really dabbled in, but it gave a really nice effect to certain pieces. Next up, I'm really excited about these figures. These are the old Halo Reach figures. They are on the Gen 1 body with all that great paint washing and everything, but they are a completely unique sculpt with the Halo Reach armor. Really awesome. This one is a Spartan Hazop or Hazop. He's got a security chest plate and a commando shoulder, or maybe CQC. I think that's CQC, and then that one is an operator shoulder. Either way, it's a Hazop Spartan from Halo Reach, and I love it. Here is a Gen 2 Spartan Rogue. This is actually from a battle pack, and digging around in here, I was able to find the other members. There is a cloaked Recon Spartan, there is a blue Recon Spartan, and then there is just a standard Mark VI Spartan, all of them with the removable armor, customization, all that good stuff. And here's another Halo Reach Spartan, the same mold as the previous one, but this time in yellow, which is really cool. I love that they made such good reuse of these figures. I think I have this same mold, but like in a blue and silver color scheme, so yeah, they went all out making sure that these parts, you know, the molds were actually well loved and well used, making it worth their money, but also making them unique from iteration to iteration. Now, I thought I had covered all of these Spartan Mark IVs, but here is one in a slate gray color. This one absolutely looks awesome. I love my more militaristic colored Spartans, like grays and greens, you know, the kind that would be really tactical and, you know, not standing out like a giant orange Spartan beacon in the middle of a battlefield. And there's a few more. There's a blue one and there is a purple one. I think this purple one was like the chase variant from a blind bag series back in the day. It may have come out in sets, but I remember it distinctly being a blind bag rare option as well. And then finally here, or maybe finally, I don't know, we're still going through the lot, so I don't know if this is the last one truly or not, but there's this really nice like deep wine red colored Spartan. I love this one as well. It's a much nicer color red than the one back in the back there that is actually like bright red. Next up, we have some Gen 1 Marines from Halo Wars. These guys are part of Blue Team, I guess. Again, I know they did like just a bunch of variety packs. You could buy like a Blue Team pack and it would just come with a bunch of blue Spartans and blue Flame Troopers. And actually, looking over here in the pile, here is the blue Flame Trooper from that pack. This guy just reused the Spartan body, and then, you know, he has like the cool, almost EVA style helmet, and then he'd have a big backpack with a flamethrower that wrapped around. These guys absolutely came in a battle pack together, probably with this blue Mark IV. You know, that was probably like a little battle pack you could buy. I know you could buy white ones and red ones for sure. I'm sure they had blue ones. And I think that there was even maybe a black one at one point where all the guys were in black and gray colors, which looked absolutely awesome, but that may have been like a store exclusive. And once again, we have this cool comparison between Gen 1 and Gen 2 figures. Here we have two Gen 1 Arctic pilots from Halo 3, and then we have this Gen 2 variant that has like a chocolate chip color molded pieces and parts, you know, that's got like little flakes of black plastic melded in there. I absolutely love that, but I still prefer this paint wash. It just looks so much more detailed here. Once again, with Gen 1 and Gen 2, it comes down to personal preference. I really like Gen 2 for certain figures. For instance, here is one that I just pulled out of the pile. This is a Gen 2 ODST. I think this might be the rookie, actually. I really love the Gen 2 ODSTs. They're really fantastic. The armor pieces that can be removed make for some great customization. They just released a 4-pack at Walmart, I think, or I guess just released being like a year and a half ago. But I bought a couple of those and like custom painted them and all that stuff, and they were awesome. They were fantastic. However, pulling this one from the pile as well, this Halo 3 CQB armor is so nostalgic for me. Like, I love Halo 3, I love the armor sets from them. I'm trying to collect a lot of the Halo 3 McFarlane figures, and so these with like the paint washes and stuff from Gen 1 are just much more, I don't know, nostalgic or something. I just prefer my Halo 3 armors on this older mold. So I appreciate both and I like both for different reasons, but I'm still trying to get every single one of the different variants of CQB armor here in Mega Construx, as well as in the Halo 3 McFarlane figures. Here we have a green Halo Wars Flame Trooper, which is really awesome. We have another Mark V in that orange chocolate chip armor. We've got this guy. This is like a Halo 4 or Halo 5 Spartan. I don't know any of the armors from that game except for like maybe one or two really identifiable ones. This one almost looks like Gungnir with like that plate over the helmet, so maybe that's what it is, but either way, it is a Halo 4 or 5 Spartan in orange with some nice little yellow detailing. We've got a Gen 1 Halo 3 EOD. Absolutely love this armor set, especially, like I said, on that Gen 1 body. Just, I don't know, it just feels so much better on a Gen 1 body when it's these older armor sets. You get that paint wash, and man, it looks cool. Next up is another Halo 4 Spartan. This one I think is like the recruit armor. Could be wrong about that, but you know, it is a Halo 4 Spartan in orange. We've got another Halo 4, Halo 5 Spartan here, this time in like a green chocolate chip armor color. Pretty cool. Again, I really do like that even though they don't do the paint washes, they do some unique things with the molded plastic. That does help make these stand out just a little bit more. Here's a Halo Reach Grenadier. This one is actually on a Gen 2 body. I think this came in a army builder pack where like you got different armor pieces to customize your Spartan with. It's a great colorway for this figure, and there are some cool armor pieces that I think I can swap onto this figure from my personal collection. There is also this Cyclops mech that I wanted to talk about. It's pretty cool. It's like molded plastic with that marbling effect. You can see the black plastic mixed in with the dark green. This is also from Halo Wars, and this is also from an older set. I want to say probably like within the first few waves of the Halo Wars sets. Maybe Halo Wars 2. I'm not sure. And then we have another one of these Grenadiers, so that's interesting. Now I have to look back and see what set this came with, because maybe this is how he came in the set. Maybe there aren't other armor attachments for him. I'm not totally sure. Here we have another Gen 1 Halo Reach Spartan, this time an Air Assault Spartan. This is basically just a recolor of Cat, minus the robotic arm. This is just a standard Spartan arm. Another perfect example of Gen 1 and Gen 2 figures. We have the Halo Wars Marine Gen 1 and Gen 2, which is pretty awesome. Then we have this really cool Mark IV in a dark blue color. See, I told you I wasn't done with these. I keep finding them like they're under figures and stuff, and I didn't realize that I missed them, but this one is pretty awesome. Then there is this figure, which I'm not totally sure. Based on the color, I think all of his parts are correct. The detail of the snow on his boots makes me think that this is a Gen 1 Combat Evolved Marine, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's a Halo 2 Marine? I don't know. It's something that I haven't seen before. This sculpt on the chest plate is completely unique, and I've never seen this one before. So if someone down in the comments knows what this Marine is from, I would really appreciate to know. Moving right along, we have some more Halo 4, Halo 5 Spartans. Kind of some goofy armor with this one. I'm not sure how I feel about that helmet there, but yeah, cool coloration. I like the cyan blue here, and these are still really detailed sculpts, so I appreciate that nonetheless. Ooh, now this one is interesting. This is a Halo 4 Spartan on a Gen 1 body. I didn't realize that they made any Halo 4 Spartans on the Gen 1 body. I thought that those were all fully Gen 2. But this one is really cool looking, and I appreciate that there's so much sculpt detail here with the armor, especially because it is that 3-for-3 armor style where the detail is just much more present. I don't know, there was a lot more smooth designs with Bungie era armor, so that works so well with those paint washes. It just makes everything stand out. Next we have this guy. I'm not totally sure, this might be a Marine with like a Spartan Fred helmet. I don't know, this is from like a mech build or something where, you know, he's got something, he's got more like arms and stuff that attach to him. Basically, I think this is from Halo Wars 2. I could be off on that, but I'm pretty darn sure. And, you know, it's a cool helmet at least. I'm not really sure if there's other armor pieces that attach to him, but I like that Fred helmet in a like metallic silver. That looks really cool. So yeah, I guess they really did do Halo 4 Spartans in Gen 1 style. We've got this one, which is, I believe, a soldier or a recruit armor style. We've got the Spartan Scout, I believe, missing an arm, but still, this is a Gen 1 body with Halo 4 armor on it. Very, very interesting. You learn something new every day. Even if you're a big fan of a certain toy line, there's always something new you can learn about it. And here we have Master Chief in his Halo 4 armor style, still again on Gen 1. I absolutely love that. We've got this guy also on a Gen 1 body. And then we have this one, which is an active camo blue variant of the soldier, I believe. Absolutely awesome. I love these transparent, like, Jolly Rancher Spartans. It makes me kind of want to like see if they're actually just made out of candy, like just pop these in your mouth and, you know, eat your own Spartan or something. I don't know. Probably not safe for doing that. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, but it's tempting. Next up we have a blue Mark 6 from Halo 4 along with a active camo counterpart, just a standard like redesign from 343 here. I'm guessing these are from another like battle pack or something. They probably came together because you get the active camo version and the regular version. Then there is this awesome active camo and also like not active camo version of this Spartan. I think it's like, I'm pretty sure this is Sangheili armor on a Spartan, like they adapted elite armor to fit onto Spartan armor. Man, here is another Gen 1 Halo 4 Spartan. I did not, like I thought I was picking out all of them when I would talk about them, and then I just like turn over another figure and boom, there is another one. So here's this guy. He's in red. I like the coloration. I like the design. I like the Gen 1 body. Here's a sweet looking like overcharged Master Chief in this lime green transparent armor. He actually has a brick arms magnum here. This is made for like Lego compatibility, not Mega Construx compatibility. But yeah, pretty sweet figure. He's actually got like lightning bolts printed on the armor, so this must be some armor effect that I'm not totally familiar with because it's from Halo 4 and 5 and I never really played those games. This is definitely a surprise. This is a Halo Infinite Mark 7 Spartan. Wasn't expecting anything from like the modern Halo games in here, but that's always awesome. I do love the Mark 7 designs and I'm really fond of the Jazzwares figures of these Spartans. So that's really cool to have there as well. And there is another one here. This one is probably my favorite armor in all of Halo Infinite. This is the Anubis helmet. I love the Anubis helmet. It's kind of like the Halo 3 Scout helmet, but just with a little bit more angular design, more bulk to it. And this figure is really awesome with the silver and the blue. It's pretty sweet. I'm very happy to have this one. This one might be one that like gets prominently featured like front and center in my collection now. And we're still cranking through here. We have another one of these Grenadiers from Halo Reach. We have another Gen 1 Halo 4 Master Chief, a yellow Halo Wars Marine, this one also being Gen 1, another Halo Wars Flame Trooper, an orange Halo 4 Master Chief on a Gen 2 body. This one's actually pretty interesting. This is a Halo Legends Master Chief. I never knew that they made this in Mega Construx, so I'm kind of wondering if they made the other characters from that episode, but that's really sweet. It's got some extra paint details to really make it stand out as a unique Spartan. There are two of these orange Fred recolors. I have no idea what this is from. I mean, I know that this is Fred's armor set from like Halo Infinite and stuff. It's a great armor design. I love this figure in World of Halo and now soon to be in Spartan Collection, but I don't know what these orange ones are from. So once again, if down in the comments you know what set these are from, please let me know. I'm going to be doing a lot of research after this haul because there's a lot of figures that I don't recognize and didn't know existed, and now I really want to figure out what sets they're from. Here's a pretty awesome lineup of glow-in-the-dark infected Halo 3 Spartans. They are all on the Gen 1 body, and yeah, they're pretty sweet. I love how Mega Bloks did little gimmicks like glow-in-the-dark Spartans and stuff. The colorway is pretty awesome on these as well, and yeah, I'm stoked to have these. These are really awesome little figures to have in that Gen 1 body. Again, I love the Halo 3 armor, and to have a little set that all match in color, yeah, that's pretty cool too. Oh, and there's another one. It's one of the CQB variants, which is one that I don't have. Oh no. Well, we can replace that. Don't mind the hand that just broke off in my hand, but there is a cool glow-in-the-dark CQB. Here's a blue CQB, which I also didn't have yet. There are two white Gen 1 CQBs, which is really awesome. Now I have duplicates of some of these. A Gen 2 Halo Reach HazOp Spartan, a Gen 2 Recon Spartan from Halo 3. I think this was from an Army Builder pack. And this one is another Gen 2 figure. This may look like a Halo Reach Spartan, but this is actually a Halo Infinite armor set. Or at least like it's Halo Reach armor in Halo Infinite, released as part of Halo Infinite's Mega Construx line. So this is pretty sweet. It's got this awesome silver dry brushing that just makes all those little parts really pop out. We've got some absolutely fantastic ODST. I love my ODST boys. Gen 1 White Specialist. This one is a Gen 2 Spec Ops Specialist with those cool tiger shark teeth around the mask. Another Gen 1 White Specialist here. This one I believe is from the Heroes packs, like the little individual carded figures. I think that this is meant to represent BLOK from Halo 3 ODST. I'm pretty sure this is the Heroes version of Emil as well. This is one that I think I already have, but I'm waiting for that Falcon ambush set that's coming out later this year, where they have the full Noble team with a bunch of new paint apps and stuff, because he is missing some paint detail on his shoulder pads. That version is going to be like the definitive version of basically all of Noble Team. Here's another Gen 1 ODST in green and silver. That's a really awesome color variation. And here's one that I absolutely love. This one is in like metallic red or like burnt orange. Absolutely love this one. I think this one came with like an ODST drop pod back in the day. A lot of the uniquely colored variants of the ODST were packed with like fully operational ODST pods, and this one looks to be like one of those. Either way, I love it. I love the little painted hands to represent the fingerless gloves that they wear. They're just so cool. Then we have these two awesome like bluish gray colored Spartans from Halo 3. Both are Gen 1. This one is the Scout armor, which I absolutely loved from Halo 3. Man, these guys look absolutely awesome. I want to say that these are from a Spec Ops pack, like it was like Special Operations, Covert Ops, or something like that. I want to say that that's where these are from. I could be wrong. Again, I don't really know some of the history of these figures, but I remember seeing recently that there was like a pack that was just all gray Spartans and Marines, and I was really kind of looking to track that down. So having those, even if they're not from that pack, is pretty awesome. Next, we have a Gen 1 EOD and a Gen 1 Security Spartan. Love these again. I love the Halo 3 Gen 1 Spartans. I know I've said that a lot in this video, but I'm going to keep saying it. I love these little Gen 1 figures. Following that up, we have a Gen 1 Security in blue and a Gen 1 EVA in blue. I love that. I like little color variations like that. Now I have a full rainbow of hard candy Spartans to nibble on when I get hungry. And then there is an orange EVA here. I want to say that this came from the like Spartan ambush, where it's like a broken down warthog and a couple hunters. All right, we're nearly there. There's only like a handful of figures left. There's a Halo 4 Marine here. I was not really a big fan of the redesign of the Marines. But yeah, that's a cool figure at least. It's on a Gen 2 body, some good parts for a custom figure maybe. If you made it this far in the video, in the comments down below, I don't know, say something. Say something in the comments. Say which one of these is your favorite in the comments. I don't know. People do that, you know, people say like, oh, if you made it this far in the video, say something silly down in the comments, and now I'm doing that, so say something silly down in the comments if you made it this far in the video. Here is an active camo ODST, and it's pretty silly. What a silly little clear plastic ODST. Is he brittle? Will he fall apart? Will he shatter into a million pieces? We may never know. Alright, here is a Flame Trooper on a Gen 2 body. I love the new design for the chest plate. I think that's actually a really sweet design that I might use on like a Spartan. I don't know. That's really cool though. I didn't know that they made Gen 2 Flame Troopers like this, and he's pretty sweet, actually. He's very sweet. Then we have a Halo 3 ODST NMPD Police Officer. This is going to go great with all the ODSTs that I got in this haul, and yeah, I'm really actually excited about that, because I like to flesh out the world a little bit, like maybe build some mocks for my display at some point, and having guys like this that are kind of background characters will really make that stand out and just look all the more cool, I guess. And for the last two figures, we have Spartan Palmer from Halo 4 on a Gen 2 body with some really nice paint detail and sculpt work, and just, yeah, overall this is a really awesome figure. Even if I'm not a fan of the overall aesthetic of Halo 4, I can still appreciate that this is a really solid figure. And last but certainly not least, we have the Gen 1 pink Hayabusa armor. I want to say that this came out with the Pelican back in the old days, back in the good old days of Gen 1 Halo figures. But either way, this is definitely one of the harder ones to come by, and it looks really awesome. It's going to go great with my collection of Gen 1 Halo 3 figures, which has been significantly boosted by this haul. So I cannot thank JCC2224 enough for sending this my way. I'm going to have to find a really unique way to display all of these, whether I group them by game or however I decide to do it, I'm not sure. But I definitely want to build some like stair steps so that you can see each row more uniquely than just laying them out like this. But these are going to go on my Halo shelf and really just make it look really awesome. These are such awesome figures and I love them, and I'm so grateful to have these in the Halo collection now. Now I did a quick head count here and there are over 100 Halo figures here. Like, oh my gosh, dude. I appreciate this so much, and I will have a very nice place for all of these in my collection. If I didn't have any figures, this would be like an instant collection, but I already have some, so this makes like, this probably doubles my entire collection, just this right here. I don't even know if I have 100 in my collection currently, so again, I appreciate this so much. Part of the reason why I did go through each individual figure was actually on the personal request of JCC2224. When I met him at PowerCon, he was like, I want to see a video where you go through each individual one and like name them, because I didn't know which ones were named which. And I was like, yeah, I can do that, at least for the most part. Like some of these Halo 4 ones, I don't know the name of these armor sets. They weren't part of my era of playing Halo, but they're still cool and I can still appreciate the sculpt work and the detail of them. And he did tell me that he kept some of his personal favorites from this, because I think this was like a PO box that got sent to him. So he kept his favorites from here and then passed them on to a collector he said would appreciate them more, and I absolutely will appreciate these. So thank you again so much. Thanks for watching all the way through this. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of all these Halo figures. And yeah, what can I say? Thanks for watching. If you want to send anything into the P.O. Box, I'll unbox it in a video just like this. My P.O. Box address is down in the description of this video. There's also a link tree to my Instagram, where I post toy photography and other toy-related content. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, have a wonderful evening, noon, or night, depending on when you're watching this video, of course. And as always, I'll be sure to catch you all in the next video.